The term religion is often encumbered by centuries of historical baggage and associations with the supernatural. These traditional frameworks can obscure its fundamental utility. If we strip away those layers, we find a tool for existential navigation. At its core, this framework serves three primary functions: defining what is real, determining what matters, and establishing methods for enduring existence. Consider religion not as a set of static dogmas, but as an existential operating system. Much like software, it provides the essential framework through which an individual interprets the complexity of reality. This system functions by parsing sensory input, establishing a hierarchy of human values, and processing the inevitable difficult realities of suffering and death. By integrating these functions, the OS stabilizes identity, allowing the individual to remain functional even when confronted with profound existential turbulence. Our daily existence is a barrage of sensory data and memories that can easily lead to psychological fragmentation. Without a structural framework, our experiences remain scattered and meaningless. Coherence architecture acts as the cognitive framework that binds these disparate fragments into a continuous, logical narrative. By imposing temporal and moral structure, this architecture ensures our past, present, and future feel unified, preventing the collapse into internal dissonance. Ultimately, coherence architecture is the bedrock of a stable self-narrative. Humans do not perceive the world as raw data. Raw information is chaotic, unfiltered, and overwhelming. Instead, our brains process input through symbolic reality models. We transform raw sensory input into structures of meaning. This creates a mythic framework, a cognitive map that organizes invisible meanings and archetypes into actionable patterns. By mapping complex moral structures into perceivable symbols, our brains can navigate an uncertain world, converting abstract values into concrete human behavior. Religion acts as a collective meaning protocol. It functions as a synchronization tool for large-scale human populations. These protocols align civilization-scale behavior through shared narratives, synchronizing how groups perceive reality and coordinate their actions. By standardizing the symbolic domain, the protocol allows disparate individuals to act as a unified, coherent social organism. Through this synchronization, the complex chaos of human life is distilled into predictable patterns of collective intent. Consciousness functions as a structural system, a framework that actively governs our subjective experience. It achieves this through three primary functions: directing attention, establishing identity boundaries, and mapping salience. Attention acts as the gatekeeper, deciding which sensory data enters our conscious field. Identity boundaries define the self, creating a persistent model of who is experiencing the data. Finally, salience mapping encodes importance, labeling features of reality as either critical or background noise. By integrating these processes, our cognitive system creates a unified, actionable reality from raw, chaotic input. To conclude our analysis, we propose a neutral technical term, the ontological orientation system. This term moves beyond traditional labels to describe the underlying human framework for reality. While specific symbols and traditions may shift across cultures and history, the deep human need remains constant. This system provides the stability and direction necessary for our cognitive lives. Understanding this architecture allows us to move beyond superficial differences, recognizing that every human consciousness thrives on a coherent orientation within its reality.